Welcome to Storied Audio. She was 26, steady in her routines, certain of who she was and where she came from, until the afternoon a stranger stopped her outside the cafe on Willow Street. He looked close to her age. Nervous. Like he'd rehearsed something 100 times and still wasn't ready. "Are you Hanna Carter?" he asked. She nodded slowly. "My name is Aaron." He swallowed hard. "I think we're half siblings." The world didn't just pause, it tilted. Hanna stared at him, stunned, a cold rush crawling up her spine. "What?" she whispered. "Why would you think that?" Aaron reached into his backpack and pulled out a small envelope. Inside were photos, old, worn, edges soft from being handled too many times. Her father was in every one of them. Younger, smiling, his arm around a boy who looked unmistakably like the man standing in front of her. "That's my dad," she said, voice cracking. "He's mine too," Aaron replied. He wasn't around much. I barely saw him. I always thought he just didn't want to be a father. But now I know it's because he had another family." "Your family." Hanna felt something inside her snap. Her chest tightened, heat rising behind her eyes. Not sadness, not yet. Fury. "No," she said sharply. "No. My dad would never, he wouldn't do that to us." "I'm not lying," Aaron said softly. "I'm not trying to hurt you. I wanted to know my sister." "Don't call me that." Her voice shook with rage. "You show up out of nowhere with some pictures and expect me to believe my dad cheated on my mom? That he abandoned you? That he lied to all of us? You're delusional." Aaron flinched like she'd slapped him. "I'm not asking for anything," he said. "Just the truth. Just a chance." "Well, you're not getting it." Her words came out like knives. "Don't ever contact me again." She walked away before he could respond, but she heard the sound he made, a quiet, broken exhale, and it followed her for days. Hanna tried to bury it. Tried to pretend the encounter never happened. But the photos haunted her. Her father's smile. The boy beside him. The resemblance she couldn't deny. She hated Aaron for bringing chaos into her life. She hated herself for believing him. And she hated her father most of all, for the possibility that he had betrayed them. Aaron, meanwhile, replayed her words every night. He had spent years wondering why his father never stayed. Now he knew. And the one person who shared his blood wanted nothing to do with him. He had hoped for a sister. Instead, he got a wound he didn't know how to close. 3 months later, Hanna's life cracked open. Her car broke down on a rural road miles from town. Her phone battery was nearly dead. It was past midnight. And the man who had been following her since the gas station was now parked behind her, headlights off. Panic surged through her. She tried calling her mom, no answer. Her best friend, straight to voicemail. Her phone battery blinked red. There was only one number left that might be able to help her. Aaron's number. He had given it to her before she stormed off. She had never deleted, though she told herself she meant to. Her hands shook as she pressed call. He answered on the second ring, voice groggy. "Hanna?" She almost hung up. Almost let pride kill her. I need help," she whispered. "Please." He didn't hesitate. "Tell me where you are." "I'm coming." 20 minutes later, his truck pulled up behind her. He stepped out, jaw tight, eyes scanning the dark road. The other car sped away the moment he arrived. He checked her car, then her, making sure she was safe. He didn't ask questions. He didn't bring up the past. He just helped. When the tow truck finally arrived, Hanna stood beside him, guilt twisting her insides. "Thank you," she said quietly. Aaron nodded but didn't smile. "You never apologized," he said. "For what you said to me." She opened her mouth, but no words came. He stepped back. "I'm glad you're safe. But I can't keep being the person you call only when you need something." Then he walked away. And this time she didn't stop him. The next months were torture. Hanna replayed every cruel word she'd thrown at him. She remembered the hurt in his eyes. She remembered how he came anyway, no hesitation, no resentment, when she needed him. She wanted to apologize. But shame held her hostage. Meanwhile, Aaron tried to move on. But every time he passed Willow Street, he remembered the sister he almost had. The sister he still wanted, even if he wouldn't admit it. The breaking point happened on a rainy Saturday. Hanna saw him at the farmer's market, standing alone, hands in his pockets. She froze. Her heart pounded. And then something inside her broke open. She walked toward him, tears already blurring her vision. "Aaron," she said, voice trembling. He turned, surprised, and guarded. She couldn't hold it in anymore. "I'm sorry," she choked out. "I'm so sorry for everything I said. I was angry and scared and I took it out on you." You didn't deserve that. None of this was your fault. Her voice cracked. I pushed you away because I didn't want to believe my dad could hurt people. But he hurt you first. And I hurt you again. I'm so sorry. Tears streamed down her face. She didn't wipe them away. Aaron's expression softened, pain flickering across his features. I just wanted a sister, he whispered. And I could have had a brother, she said. If I hadn't been so cruel. She stepped closer, shaking. If you can forgive me, I want to try again. I want to know you. I want us to be family. For a long moment he said nothing. Then he pulled her into a tight, trembling hug. Hanna sobbed into his shoulder, relief flooding through her. Aaron's voice was quiet, raw. I forgive you. They stood there in the rain, two people who should have grown up together, finally finding each other after years of distance, secrets, and hurt. And for the first time they felt like siblings. Not by accident. Not by blood alone. But by choice. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.